Hi guys! So today I wanted to talk about Alex from BP Rania and how she got kicked out. So I never really followed Rania when they first came out around 2010, 2011. But when I heard their song, their first song, Dr. Feelgood, I was like a lot younger, so I was like, oh my god, like what kind of music is this? Like, let me break out the holy water, like this song is bad, no. And like apparently like a lot of Korea thought that way too, so Rania wasn't really in the spotlight because their music was too sexual. And it wasn't only until more recently that I just like really started to love the beat of the song, and Alex being introduced to Rania is one of the reasons I got back into the group or remembered the group, because even before Alex was in it, the group and the company was going through a whole bunch of problems and member changes. So of course, like a lot of other people, when Alex joined BP Rania, a lot of us were really excited because like this was the first non-Asian person in a K-pop group. Like most foreigners in K-pop groups are at least half Asian, but she wasn't Asian at all, so it was really exciting. But then I don't know, like a lot of us feel that that was just all for the hype to get people more interested in Rania. Like the company did that, because ever since Alex joined Rania in 2015, things have been a mess with that group, like her performance wise. So first, in 2015, Rania came back with a couple new members, including Alex, with their title song, Demonstrate, which it was amazing, by the way. Loved the dance, loved the beat, loved everything about it. But when I heard Alex rapping, she wasn't in the music video, and I was confused. And then I saw a lot in the comments that she was off in America filming something, or she had a problem with her visa and she couldn't be there to film, but that she would be in the performance. So I was like, okay. And then in the performance, she came, did her rap, left, came back, did her rap, and stayed to the end, which kind of made her feel like a featured artist and less like a member of the group. But I was just like, whatever. And then people in the comments were like, oh, like she didn't have enough time when she came back from America to finish learning the dance, so I just let it slide. Another thing was that Alex was kind of dressed differently from the rest, like because they were all wearing hip-hop clothes, it wasn't that noticeable, but I still noticed that like her outfits were a little bit different from everyone else. And a lot of people said it was because they couldn't find Korean clothes to fit her, but she's not very big, like she's pretty skinny, so I found that kind of hard to believe. And like in some of the performances where everyone was wearing similar shoes, Alex would have completely different shoes. And there are members in Rania that are taller than her, so I'm like, it's not that her feet are too big, because I know a lot of Korean women's sizes don't go past an 8. So if the taller members have shoes, most likely they have bigger feet. So I think they should at least have the same shoes for Alex, but whatever, I didn't pay that much attention to it. Then Rania went on a really long hiatus, and they came back basically at the beginning of this year, 2017, with Start a Fire, which was great. They had a new music video out and everything, and we could see that Alex was in it. But when they started, after her beginning rap, like she usually does, they started dancing, and again, she was nowhere to be found. And I'm like, why isn't Alex here? Like, we can clearly see where they're filming. It's the same car that they're dancing in front of that Alex is rapping in front of, so she was there the day of filming. So I don't know why she wasn't included in the dance. And then even when they performed on stage and in their dance practice video, she did her rap, walked off, came back to do her rap, and ended. And I'm like, why does she keep leaving during the dance? And like, again, this time it's way more noticeable that she's dressed like completely different from the other members, which just makes her, it's very awkward. Like, why are you giving her such different clothes? Like, if you can't find anything to fit her, then dress them all in different things so that it's not as noticeable. Like, don't dress them all in the same thing and then dress her in something different. Or like, usually we would be like, make the same outfit for all of the members, but Dr. Music isn't a very rich company, so perhaps they can't afford that and they have to like get all of their outfits like pre-made. But still, like, it's not fair to treat one of your member like she's an outcast. Like, she already stands out enough. Like, you don't need to like make it more obnoxious. And also, ooh, I forgot a little point, that for all of their comebacks, they're always cutting Alex's rap, which is very annoying. Like, if you see in the regular recorded version that we listen to versus their stage versions, Alex's rap is always getting cut, and I'm like, she's already barely on stage because she's not dancing with the group, and like the only lines that she does have, you guys are cutting some of it out, so I really don't understand what's happening. And also around the time Start a Fire came out, Alex was deemed the leader or the co-leader of Rania, and I'm like, how can she be a co-leader? Like, she's barely in the music video, she's barely on stage, and she's not even fluent in Korean yet. Like, I don't really understand how she could be a leader. So yeah, that happened. And then a couple months later, my favorite song of theirs, Make Me Ah, came out, which was phenomenal, so good. It sounded like 90s R&B. Like, I loved everything about that song. And then the dance was so hot, and I was like, yes, everyone get it. Like, what more, like, yes, like, it was great. Like, so then and then I saw them perform, and I was like, is Alex wearing similar clothes and dancing with everyone? Like, how can this be? Like, I don't understand. I don't know what's happening. Like, 진짜 몰라요. Like, I does not compute. Like, I was so happy, and I was like, she's finally being treated as a member. Granted, two things still bothered me a little. I know, like, I can't ever like win or anything, but it's like, one was that her lines were still cut when she did her rap, and two was that in some of the performances I couldn't really tell that she was even like mixed. Like, a lot of my other friends said that too, like friends that didn't know Rania, and I showed them the group, them performing Make Me Ah, and they're like, oh, like, this is cool and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, and they have like K-pop's first like black member, and they're like, where? And I'm like, she's right there, and they're like, she literally blended right in. Like, I can't even tell. And it is true that she looks more she looked kind of more blended in for Make Me Ah, but I guess it just made her look like more a part of the group, which was fine. We just wanted Alex to be a part of the group, so hey. So yeah, I was really happy about that. But then after like 2 or 3 performances, she's not to be seen again because she's again off in America filming, couldn't learn the dance. Just like in Demonstrate and Start a Fire. And I'm like, no real company would let their person like just not be there all the time. Like, not learning a dance every single time, and like not being able to perform like most of the time they have. And like, why is this always scheduled when they have comebacks like 3 in a row? Like, that's 3 suspicious. Like, get out of here, Dr. Music. So yeah, Tabo got her lines for Make Me Ah, and then for all the rest of their comeback stages, like 10 more comeback stages, Tabo was performing. So that was annoying because I was like, we finally got like Alex performing on stage, like woohoo, like we got this. And then JK, it was a prank. I'm surprised that song didn't come out on April Fool's. Like I was really like disrespected when she was just gone forever after like a couple stage performances. And then lastly, we have Beep Beep Beep, which just came out a couple of weeks ago, and we saw them performing their songs like Start a Fire and Make Me Out using guerrilla stages to get people more hype about their comeback, which is fine. But again, they had Alex standing in the freaking corner. Like, I'm like, okay, now this is too much. Like, she's had an ample amount of time to learn the choreography. There's no reason why she should still be standing out right now. And plus, one of your members left, like Yina left, and I think she was the last original member of Rania. So now it's basically a completely new group. I mean, it was before, but like now it's like even more. And like, yeah, they're still making Alex stand in the corner even though there's a gap because Yina's not there anymore. So I'm like, what is happening? Like, she's had time to learn the song and she probably knows it, but clearly they're just not letting her dance with the other members for some reason. And then even in Make Me Out, which she was already in, and 100% we knew she knew the dance because she was in the whole thing, they took her out again and made her stand in the corner. And I'm like, literally, what is going on? Like, she knows this dance. Why is she standing in the corner like a child? Like, it's not the same thing as on a stage where you can walk off and it like looks less crazy. Like, she was literally standing in the corner like a child just dancing along. And I'm like, just walk on stage and dance. Like, why are you standing in a corner? And then when Beep 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 came on, we had the same thing. She sung her beginning rap, walked off to the corner, danced along and watched the other members, walked back, did her rap, and then did the ending dance. And she was dressed so ridiculously different from everyone else. And I'm like, Dr. Music, I thought we took like one step forward. Why are you taking 97.5 trillion steps back? Like, I thought we talked to you about this. I'm so confused. And then then once it got time for them to perform on stages, Alex was nowhere to be found. Tabo had her rap, and we learned that she was fired. And I was just like, wow, you did her so dirty. Like, what is this? And I was just annoyed with a lot of people in the comments being like, Alex is a grown woman. Like, she didn't want to dance clearly, because if she did want to, she would just tell Dr. Music she wanted to and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you guys act like you don't know how crazy K-pop contracts are. Like, you basically have no control and your company decides everything for you. And if her company was like, lulz, we don't want you to dance, then she wasn't going to dance. And clearly the company just used her for hype to get international fans. But they never really intended on making her like a true member and treating her like with more respect. Like, she was an actual member of the group. And by firing her, I don't know if they realize that they're most likely going to lose a lot of their international fans, not because the rest of Rania isn't good, but because it was just like the way they were treating the member that the most of the new fans came for was really disrespectful. So like now they're boycotting the company. And I don't know if they thought about this like before they did that. Like, a lot of the fans were already mad at Dr. Music for how they were treating Alex, and now that she's been fired, I really don't know what the rest of BP Rania is going to do, because a lot of their stages are being disliked. Like, they have more dislikes than likes on their video, and it's because people are boycotting Dr. Music, which isn't fair to like the other members of Rania, because they clearly don't really have a say in this and they can't do anything about it. But I I don't know if Dr. Music really thought this through. Like, I don't really understand why they were so against actually making Alex a respected member of Rania. Like, they were just so adamantly against it. Like, I don't understand why. She was great, and I loved her raps, and I do wish she rapped more in Korean, because I think that would have brought in a lot more Korean fans as well. And like, it could just be like a merging of like international fans and Korean fans, and it would be really nice. But they didn't do that, and I don't know why. So yeah, I'm really not sure what's gonna happen now. And Dr. Music released some freaking vague behind statement talking about how Alex would no longer be with us, but they didn't really put a definitive reason why. So if anyone knows why Alex was fired at this time, or why she's leaving Rania at this time, can you please put it in the comments below, and we can have a discussion. And also tell me how you feel about BP Rania now, and if you still choose to support the group, and how you feel about all of the chaos that's happening and all of the hate that's being put towards the group, and how you feel that Alex should have been treated as a member. And also put down if you think Alex will decide to continue her career in Korea, her music career. And that's all I had to say. So